What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino, um, hitting y'all on this Sunday evening. I don't know what time it is on your side of the world, but it's a little bit after 5 o'clock on my side of the world. Um, so shout out to everybody, everywhere we may be. I don't like the way this light is weirdly looking, man. I guess I'll deal with it today. But y'all see the topic. For those of you, I guess when a few of y'all come in, we'll get into it. But I want to go into this and teach y'all some valuable, important game. I'm gonna give y'all some game, and I'm gonna try to layer it as best I can because I'm coming off the dome, and it's always a blessing to be able to speak on things that life experience has taught you because when that happens, you're able to just kind of speak on it. You don't have to write any notes down. You don't have to do a lot of extensive research. You can just kind of have recall from your experience, and that makes a difference. Um, of course, uh, I'm not going to neglect to mention that this is the final day of 2023, and it's been an interesting year. Like like every year is an interesting year, but for some may have been a little more interesting for you than others, or who knows. But I'll first say that I hope that this year was better for you than last year was, and I'll also pray God's peace to you going into this new year, and pray and that next year will be better for all of us than this year. But the key to that starts with every day. And I'm not going to go into this big New Year's things. I've done that in the past. Um, but the key is to treat every day as if it's its own year. You got to treat every day like it's its own year, even though it's only uh, 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 46 seconds long. We can't try to focus on the whole year. You came into 2023 saying everything that you were going to do for 2023. Oh, this year we're doing this and this. And the intentions were good, I'm sure, I hope. But the reality is, it's a long year, even though they go by pretty fast. And you look up, and it's the enthusiasm you had coming into January is long gone by June. You right back to being the same cat you was. You right back to having the same mindset, the same negative disposition and all. So you lose all that. It wears off fast. And we've been so programmed to just focus on it's the new year, New Year's Eve, got to make a resolution. We've been so programmed to do that we just on autopilot. When in reality, like I said, every day should be a regeneration and a refocus to be better. And it's easier to do it like that because it's like they say in the Alcohol Anonymous, so step by step, every day. But I'm gonna give you one of the life lessons that we can take into this coming year. One of the many things that we can do And let's learn how to let your silence speak for you sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time. Of course, there's sometimes you gotta let a person know. You have to speak on it. And that time comes. It comes to be patient. But you have situations and you have uh, moments where it's not good to do a lot of talking. It's not good to do a lot of talking. You just handle your business behind the scenes. Keep going about your work. Keep doing what you're supposed to do, what you know to do, and you mobilize. And when the time comes to speak, the things that you have to speak about are so effective because you've done your due diligence that that situation that you wanted to speak on earlier, it wasn't in season yet. Wait for it to come into season and get your pieces together. Line your ducks up, as they say. And when that happens, you'll know when it's time to go in. You'll know when it's time to take somebody out, you know, verbally. Uh, a lot of times we get caught up in the heat of emotion. So if this is being said, if this is being put out or whatever, then you like, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna call. No. And keep in mind, I'm speaking on, um, when you're in the right. When you're in the right. See, when you're in the wrong, you got to fix the wrong. But when you know that you're right, when you know that you're right, mm-mm, just hold your water. It's like a good attorney who is trying to gather. I'll put it like this. This is what I'll say. It's like a good detective or officer or even the FBI. They gather evidence. They build evidence. They build a case against you. Attorneys will build a case against you. Um, but it's a process in doing that. They got to make sure that they have got everything they need to line you up, to set you up just right. And when they got you set up just right with, I mean, we got everything. We have more than enough. Then they coming off the top rope with that hammer. They coming off the top rope with that hammer. And they come when they know they got you. Because if you come too early, if you're too overzealous, if you come too soon, you might miss something. And it might be a loophole that the other person is able to slip through because you wasn't patient enough. You ever been in a conversation with somebody and they are just going in, going in. Y'all, it might be an argument, but you started off arguing, but once you heard where they were going with it, and you realized 5 seconds into that conversation that, oh, this person is wrong. This person don't know what they're talking about. This person got this totally off. And you know the truth. You know the rebuttal. You already got the rebuttal. And you see people do this. See, the wise people do that. The person is still talking. And then you see people go, okay, go ahead. I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead. Like Kanye, I'm going to let you finish. And you just let them just keep shooting themselves in the foot. because they're emotional, and they're emotional even in the wrong. So you just go ahead. Then you go, okay, are you finished? Yeah, I'm finished. I'm finished. And then you just let them have it. You just unload. You show them. You're not just talking. You show them. See, look at this. See, this. You said this. Let me show you this. Look at this. And then they have nothing else to say. They look stupid. Now you know the whole time. Once they went the direction they was going, you knew the whole time that you had them. That you had them. It's a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful, glorious thing, because it is it's a lesson in growth and maturity, because some people never mature, they never grow, and they're the same fool that they was 1,000 years ago. They're the same fool. And it's easy to wrap a fool around your finger and just twirl them around and fling them off and yo-yo them. It's easy to do that with a fool if you're not one. But if you find yourself playing the fool, then next thing you know, people are not able to tell the difference between you and the foolish person, because both of y'all are acting the same way. But a fool is going to always do foolish things. You just have to recognize how not to dance that dance until, see, some people go to a party or a club. Some people go to a club. When you go to a club, you're not going to dance to every song. People that dance, right? There's some females that they come to the club, they sit at a table and they just chill. They just vibe. But when that right song come on, ooh, that's my song. Ooh, girl, that's my song. Or it might be all this, ooh, that's our song, girl. And they rush to the dance floor. You don't dance until you hear the right song, till your right song come on. And you can have people saying what they're going to say. Let them say what they're going to say. But the things that they're saying, that ain't the song yet. It ain't time yet. But when you hear it, and you know you got your steps together, you got your dance moves together now, we're going to dance all over. We're going to dance all over. You have to be able to teach people that they can't handle you any kind of way. And a lot of times we think about that from a physical aspect, and that's absolutely the case too. Because you definitely don't let somebody handle you physically any kind of way. You don't let people come up in your space. You don't let people put their hands on you. You don't let people violate you in a certain way without repercussions. But verbally also is a way you don't let people handle you. But the only difference between verbal and physical has to be dealt with immediately. You can't wait around for somebody to get through smacking you around, putting a thing in your face, and you can't wait around for that. That got to be addressed like on impact. But when people are slandering you or lying on you, having ill words towards you, and the snakish individuals, just wait. Just wait. Because one thing about a fool does not take into account their own foolery. They don't take it that the fool is looking at what they're trying to accomplish. They're looking straight ahead. They're not factoring in the ammunition that can and will be used against them. They don't factor that in. You're smarter than the fool. That's why he's the fool. You can't be what they are. You gotta be smarter. So when you're smarter, you learn to hold your water until it's time to release it. You are like a cloud. You see the cloud that just so dark. That cloud is loaded, and that cloud seems like it sits. Some days it takes forever for the rain to come. Some days it's just like, man, it's been looking like it's gonna rain all day. It ain't done nothing yet. I thought it was gonna rain 5 hours ago. Nah, the cloud just hovering. But boy, when that cloud finally dumped that rain, it come down in oceans. See? Came down when it was time, and when it came down, those who were up under the cloud, it was nothing they could do to stop that rain. And when the rain came, sometimes, man, this rain coming so hard. Okay, we needed to stop. And it's still like, nah, still coming. So just be patient. Know when it's time to go in. Build your case. Make sure you got all your facts. Don't come in with emotion. Don't come in. You can come in with anger. You can be mad because, it bothers you when people try to come at you for no reason. It bothers you. And it's like, dude. So you can be mad, but your anger has to be a controlled anger. Because if your anger is out of control, then you're not going to get the result that you want. Or you might do something that you don't need to do. You may flip out and take it a step further than it needs to be taken just behind something verbal. Like I say, physical, all bets are off. Physical, you handle your business. But be angry, but use your anger as fuel to build your case, to get whatever you need. Yeah, I'm mad while I'm getting it together. See? I'll go biblical for a second, even though, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, not a minister, not an evangelist, I'm none of that. I'm just a dude from South Park that makes words rhyme. But when you read about, in the Bible, you read about God speaking to Moses in the burning bush. And in the old movie, The 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston, there was a scene where the bush was on fire and it was talking, because it said the bush was on fire, yet the bush was not being consumed. The flames did not consume the bush. Now, if you set fire to a bush, the leaves and everything is just gonna burn. It's gonna burn it up. But this fire, this burning bush that was speaking to Moses, was on fire, but it was not being consumed by the fire. So what does that mean? Well, part of the reason why a lot of people take scriptures as being fairy tale books. Oh man, it's a fairy tale book. Because they don't understand the meaning behind the allegory, behind the example. So we know that bushes can't talk. We know that bushes can't talk, and we absolutely know that if you set fire to a bush, it's going to burn that bush into nothing. But what it meant was, and shout out to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for this knowledge from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. What it means is that God was angry, so his anger, the fire represented his anger. God represented the bush, but the fire represented the anger that God was feeling about how the children of Israel were being treated by Pharaoh. But the fire not consuming the bush means that God himself, though he was angry, did not let that anger consume him. He didn't let it make him emotional. He didn't let it make him get out of control. So it was a controlled anger. So we got to be like the burning bush. Somebody make you mad, they saying things, whatever. It's natural to be aggravated about it. But you don't let the anger consume you. Because if you do, your thinking would not be clear enough to properly process and correct the situation. Every problem that you have in your life, that problem represents or it can be equivalent to a mathematical formula. So what do you mean? The problems that we have in life are equivalent. They have to be viewed as mathematical formulas, equations, problems, math problems. And a math problem requires a mathematical solution. There's a formula that you have to follow and an equation that you have to work out in order to reach the solution. But you can't solve a mathematical problem with a English solution, with a grammar solution. You have to use mathematics in order to fix it. And so what do I mean? That means that you have to figure out and determine and decipher what the proper way, the most logical, sensible way to deal with this problem is, and then you move on that. You work that formula out. So if I say, well, man, hey, the person stole the guy's bicycle out of his garage, what is the formula? Go get my pistol and go shoot him in the head and kill his whole family. No, that's not the solution. There's a more sensible solution to deal with that. We just have to figure out what it is, because it's there whether we know what it is or not. But you have to put it into effect instantly, and you have to, knowing what to do getting to the understanding of what to do, part of that is immediately trying to find out what not to do, how not to handle a situation. Sometimes, well, there's a thing called addition by subtraction. Like if you were saying, well, man, I want to eat more, I want to eat healthier. Just say, for example, I want to eat healthier. One of the first things that we do when we decide that we want to eat healthier, we start thinking about or looking for foods that we consider to be healthier foods. Okay, what are you going to do to start um, being healthier? Okay, well, I'm going to start eating more fruits and vegetables. Okay, I'm going to start taking more herbs and vitamins, and I'm going to start exercising, and all that's great. These are things that you are adding, right? But we don't think about addition by subtraction, about things that we can take away that will make you healthier. Okay, well, if you hadn't got to the new things you're going to add to the diet, if you hadn't got to the exercise part yet, stop eating pork. Stop smoking and drinking. See, now you're subtracting. And by default, you ain't ran one lap. You ain't lifted one weight, got on a treadmill. You ain't uh, bit into one vegetable. But just the fact that you subtract a lot of the bad things that have been a part of your diet for so long, just by default, you making yourself healthier. So you figure out what not to do in situations when you're dealing with certain types of people compared to what you're gonna do. When I see him, I'm well, when you see him, be on alert, but never be the aggressor. In word or deed, don't be the aggressor. But if somebody's coming into your space, you have my permission. Just like I gave myself my own permission. And that's all I'm gonna say. Let me see what y'all talk about, man. Slide over to the chat box and see what's going on. Got to start off with my brother, Miami, Florida, in the building. When people don't let you talk because they don't like the truth. Yeah. People come after you for a reason, and the number one reason is because of jealousy. Yeah, jealousy and envy is a big reason why people will try to come after you. Great point as usual. But also, there are people in this world who are, I just gotta say it, they're just worthless human beings. Just gotta say it. They have no drive, they have no personal motivation or determination to do anything for themselves. So their whole life is spent trying to benefit off of other people. But boy, when they pick the wrong one, let's dance. Let me see. I'm in the comments, y'all. I'm trying to see what y'all talking about, man. Mr. Urban World says, as long as I'm better than I was in the past, I'm happy. I stopped caring what people thought about me ages ago. Be unpredictable, and actions speak louder than words. They'll see your success. Absolutely. 100% agree. Absolutely. 100% agree. You know, what people think about you is none of your business. There are layers to it, of course, because it's one thing for somebody like Miami said, just speaking about you because they're envious of you. But you also have situations where people try to speak lies against you, and they try to tarnish your name. And one thing about your name is an aspect of you. And when I say your name, I don't mean what's on your birth certificate. Your name is Bob Smith. No, I'm not saying that. When I say your name, I am speaking about your reputation. I'm speaking about the way people view you. What comes to a person's mind when somebody mentions you? That's your name. That's who you are. So if I mention a person's name, if I say Bob Smith's name, and everybody goes, uh, nah, man, he ain't coming, is he? Then Bob Smith's name is he got a bad name. He got a bad name out here in these streets. But if somebody mentions a person and everybody, yeah, but yeah, that's a good brother there. That's a good sister there. Oh yeah, man, that dude, he funny. That dude crazy. He be cracking me up. You know, when people's spirit is uplifted just at the mention of you, then you got a good name. When people from multiple directions and all corners of the planet have similar things to say about you, that's your name. I ain't talking about what's on your license. I'm talking about when we if I make up an invisible device that I scan your body and it says, oh man, it's a good person, man. He's generous. He's cool. He don't mess over nobody. Or, oh man, she's the sweetest thing, man. She's so kind and never have a bad thing to say about. That's who you are. So in that regard, that has to be protected and defended because we live in a society where people, media, social media, I'm talking about mainstream media, social media, just people in general, they can tarnish your name with a lie. They can say the wrong things about, they can say something negative about you, and the court of public opinion, in their ignorance and naivety, they'll take it and run with it. You see it all the time. You see people get accused of stuff all the time. Then you find out later the girl lied, the guy really didn't rape her, or this happened, or that happened, or somebody just lied because they was jealous or whatever. So when somebody attacks your character, you have a right to defend that the same way you have a right to defend if somebody attacks your physical person. See? Because it's very important. Your name is very important. And especially if you do business. Because people base how they deal with you on reputation, on whatever your history is. So if I ask you, if I ask Jay Doe, hey Jay, hey man, have you ever ate at such and such restaurant? And then you go, yeah, I went there, man. Them people, man, the customer service is bad, and food took took an hour for my food to come out. And I say, man, you know, even if you just had that bad experience that day, it may not always even be like that. Now that's planted something in me that's put a black eye on the game as anytime I think about that place. Well, one of my boys said that. See, we got J-Doe and John Doe. We just got the dough. Let's make some dough. Gavin says all men conspire, but what all men fail to know is that the universe always conspires in our favor. Well, all men don't conspire for evil. Some men conspire for evil, some conspire for good. Some people plan and plot. See, it's like to plan and plot. You might plan and plot your wife a surprise party. Something that'll make her happy. But yeah, the universe always conspires in your favor when people are out to wrong you. Let me catch up a little bit. Brother D. Nell, I can relate to being a quiet type person that some people don't like because they can't figure me out. Yeah, that's their problem. That's their problem. See, if somebody is quiet, that's like you getting a job, right? You working at a place and you just come to work and do your job. You ain't all in the break room giggling and laughing and talking, gossiping about people. You ain't making this random conversation. You do your work. You're not rude. Good morning. How y'all doing? There are people that don't like that. And the reason why they don't like that because they want to get in your business. They want to know, hey, why he always over there? You know, and they'll find a way to say something about you. I don't trust him. He too quiet. See, people, when you have nosy people, I mean, for some people, being nosy is it's a sickness for them. They have to know. It bothers them when they can't find out your business or what they can't know what you got going on. And he always put his car right into the garage. He don't never. See, ain't none of your business. And nosy people, a lot of times they find out the hard way why they should have minded their own business. So when people are upset because you quiet, they just mad because there's something that information they want to know about you, they can't get it. They so used to getting it from everybody else. They know they can tell you what's going on in everybody else's household. United South Enterprises says, I don't know, bro. All the people who have plenty of friends, they don't tell anybody the truth. I don't have many friends because I'm not going to lie to you. If you're shady, I'm going to tell you you foul. Well, I mean, being real ain't popular. But the one who does what you saying that you do, I mean, that's the best friend you can have. The best friend you can have is the one that's going to shoot straight with you. If you have people around you that you never want them, that you would never want them to check you if you was tripping, then you don't. That's not even what you really want. You don't even really want a real friend. You want enablers. That's what you want. So yeah, you will lose a lot of friends if you the real one. Because if people are doing all this dirt or people are living their life stunting on other folks, then what happens is they don't want to hear people always telling them that they wrong. So you resist all that, and sooner or later they flee because they don't want. Nah, I ain't going around him because all he gonna do is start talking about why. And see, it don't even have to be something shady that they doing. You could just be a sorry human being. You somebody don't even want to work. You won't even get a job. You won't even take care of your children. So your mind is such gonna be there. Nah, I ain't going. I don't even want to hear his mouth. Hear his mouth about what? Hear his mouth about how you need to get a job and take care of your family? Because your wife called my wife and asked her because she borrowed some money for y'all because y'all lights was about to get cut off, and you a grown man and ain't handling that. So there's a bunch of layers to it. Peace to the true and living. I know that's right. The essence of war hop. Xavier says, you stay speaking truth. People will manipulate people to get them on their side or their team or try to persuade people so it fits their narrative. Man, that's a great point. That is another sign that you have to be aware of, because when you have individuals who are plotting and conspiring, as brother said, in the wrong way, one of the key strategies that people like that use is to try to get other people on their side. They try to get other people on their side by either telling their side of the story or lying about what their side of the story is and lying about what your role in it was. Because they have to either victimize themselves, turn themselves into the victim, right? Or they have to lie on you, depending on who they're talking to about you. Because they can't come the way what's really in their heart to come. You can't come as a snake, even though they're still coming as a snake. The snake got to disguise itself to play a victim. Oh man, I just don't know. I couldn't believe that this happened and they did that. And then, see, but a wise person won't even fall for that. So you can't pull that on a wise person, because a wise person is gonna say, "Well, man, I hear what you're saying, but nah, that don't sound like Miami, man. That don't sound like Lemmy. Nah, I've been knowing Lemmy a long time. She don't do that type of stuff, man. So let me see what's going on, man. Because people are trying to convince you to turn on the person that they got a problem with. Folks want to make their enemies your enemies. And if you're not able to say, well, man, look, bro, I ain't got nothing to do with what y'all got going on, but I ain't got no problem with old boy. Me and him been cool, but we done business together. He ain't never messed over me. She ain't never messed over and stunted on me. So maybe it's something y'all got going on. And also, it's two sides to every story. As my big brother taught me, it's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. The truth always floats somewhere in between the two sides. But to give y'all some game, sometimes you can tell who the snake is. Not all the time, because some people got conversation now. But sometimes you can tell who the snake is based on the spirit in which they're giving you the information. But the best way to really square the game off is if I'm talking to it's Bendy and it's Bendy is saying, hey man, man, that boy Blatonio Todd, man, he did this, he did. The best way for me to handle that is say, okay, well, hold on, let me call Todd on the three-way, so you can repeat that openly. And so, and if they run from that, it's a good chance they was lying. Not you, Bendy. I'm just using your name as example. Jordan Leon says there's a victim on either side of the weapon. Kareem Dennis, that's who made that quote. But you shouldn't even feed into those kind of spirits when people come at you in those kind of ways. We shouldn't even want to hear mess. Shouldn't even want to hear mess. People thrive on passing along gossip and mess. And that's one thing, if somebody's just telling you about a situation that they're going through, that they went through, it's not coming in the spirit of gossip and slandering and mess. It's just like, hey man, this is what happened. It bothered me. I felt some kind of way about it. I'm just venting to you about what happened. Okay, that's cool. But when you come in and try to just slander somebody, you shouldn't even want to entertain that spirit if you the person that they coming to. See? Todd said the snake usually don't want to talk about the situation most times, where the good-spirited party is open to discuss it. And that's because the snake knew all along that they were snaking. They knew all along that they were snaking. So it's like, the more we have this conversation, sooner or later, the facts are going to come out. The truth is going to come out. That's why people overtalk people a lot of times. Sometimes you overtalk when you're just angry. Both sides are angry, but a lot of times people overtalk because they don't want you to get. They already know that what they operating on is pointless, and they know you have the points, and they don't want you to even get it out. So or they leave. They remove themselves. I'm gone now, man. Oh man, I'm out here, man. I ain't got to sit and listen to that. Yeah, I know you don't. See, and they're the ones who initiated it. You started it up. Now you want to run because you thought that your presentation was going to be enough to pass over your falsehoods, and that person, they had kept silent, and they was loading up their musket. They were ramming that stick down in the. They were loading up that gunpowder. When they was loading it up, see, move in silence. See, if you move in silence and move smart and effective and diligent, when you know you're in the right, you're going to win. When you know you're in the right, and when it's time to hit them, you just bomb them. I drop bombs like Hiroshima. God's peace to all of y'all going into what we call the new year, When someone come at you about what someone said about you, ask them that is what they said, but ask the one who telling the gossip, what did they say? And I bet they get mad. Yeah, because people like that, they think it's only going to be one-sided. I'm just going to talk my talk about this person. Yeah, you can get away with that when you're talking to another weak-minded person or a person who thrives on that type of stuff the way you do. But if you come at somebody that ain't into all that, that's on a higher maturity level than all that, you can't come to them. See, because the average person going to say, well, not the average person, but the special people going to say, hey, man, first of all, man, I ain't want to hear that. Don't even bring that around here. Whether it's true or not, dude, we ain't on that. Baby girl, we ain't on that around here. Don't bring that around here. We don't do all that old gossiping, and especially if it's a dude gossiping. Joel Wilson says silent and listen got the same letters. There's only one way to do both. The only way to do one is to do both. You know, you got to listen. You got to be silent to listen. And when you listen, you have to do it in silence. Kiva says, observe, don't absorb, says the sticker on travel notebook in my bag, which I thought fit well into the combo. I appreciate this wisdom you share, man, as well as your lyrical masterpiece. Peace to you. Appreciate the wisdom you just dropped on us. Yeah. I would absorb, and what I mean by my version of absorbing, I would take in what I need to take in. I'm taking in the info I need to take in. I'll absorb that to process it while I'm observing. But don't absorb no negative. And I think that's probably what it means. Like, yeah, I'm observing. I see it, but I ain't gonna digest that. I ain't taking that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave. What's up, Catherine? Move in silence, man. Silence, intentional silence, and knowing when to be silent is a form of wisdom. Real ones don't need an audience like the snake does. Ooh, but y'all dropping some ancient jewels. KS says weed out the BS. My opinion on the NFL, NBA superstars in Vegas. What do you mean? What do you mean? My opinion on the NFL, NBA superstars and Vegas. What do you mean? Be more specific. National sports. Silence intimidates your enemy. Absolutely. It always been like that. You ever been like back in the days that other young, we all children at the time, but it's out that one child same age that don't never say nothing. Man, he crazy. Nah, there's something wrong with her. She just be sitting in the corner. Don't leave that one alone. The Jordan King, what's up, Jay Keezy? All the way from Alabama. My brother is in the building. Spectre Cruz, what are you looking forward to in the new year? God's peace. We don't know what God has on the slate. So we pray for God's peace, as Minister Farrakhan said. We could pray for a happy new year, and that's what you want, but you pray for God's peace. And like I said earlier, you probably wasn't in here, but like I said earlier, don't focus on the new year. Focus on each new day. Treat every day like it's a year. Treat every day like it's a year, man. Don't try to look. If tomorrow starts January, right? January starts tomorrow. January of 2024 starts tomorrow. Don't be thinking about November. Think about January the 2nd. Inshallah. Do I have another calendar? What do you mean? Like a different part of the world, like an Islamic calendar, something like that? I'll answer this question based, even though it's off topic. I'll try to tackle it. You said, so I comprehend the reason for Afrocentricity, but I find Elijah Muhammad's story that is supported by Farrakhan on Yaqub genetics as an extremist mentality like that of Nazism. Any refutation? Well, the story is not the story itself is not a mentality. It's not an extremist mentality. It is a historical account of the grafting process. And the grafting process, all that is a genetic engineering process that was initiated by the man you mentioned, Yaqub. And it's not while I guess I could agree that it was an extreme act. So if it was an extreme act, then maybe Yaqub was an extremist to commit that type of extreme act, to graft into existence a whole new race of people. But it's not an equivalent to Nazism, because it has a purpose that goes beyond what Hitler and Nazi Germany did to Jewish people, I guess during the time of the Holocaust and all that. No, this is a genetic engineering method that brought into existence a whole new people. Caucasian people were birthed through this grafting process. So that is a genetic and scientific actuality. It's a fact. And scientists the world over have bear witness to the reality of that, just based on the fact that when you go into the genetics, first of all, it's 100% possible and it's 100% factual that within the black man and woman exists all the what we call the colors and the races of the planet. So I don't put it in the same level that I could, as because grafting brought something into existence. Nazism and I guess the Holocaust and all that was set up to take something out of existence, taking people out of it, removing people, wiping people out is two different things. Opinion of who is Tom McDonald? Somebody always asking me about Tom McDonald. Let's get this out the way today, because I'm not in the loop, man. I don't know. Y'all can laugh. Y'all might laugh at me. If I'm just out the loop, y'all go ahead and get your laughs in. Every so often, somebody asking me about Tom McDonald. Who is Tom? Could somebody please tell me who Tom McDonald is? A white rapper. He's actually pretty good. Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to check old Tom McDonald out. Because if one more person say, man, you should do a song with Tom McDonald. Well, yeah, I guess I should have known if they'd asked me. I knew he was an artist. Let me say that. Well, what I'd advise you to do, Bass, is what you do. Hold on. You want to learn more about Yakub and the grafting process? Go to noi.org and order a book called Message to the Black Man, written by Elijah Muhammad. You order that book, and he speaks about the grafting process in detail in that book. Okay, all right. I appreciate y'all letting me know who Tom McDonald is. Shout out to Tom McDonald. Yeah. Shout out to Canada. I went to Canada 2 times this year. Shout out to my homie Tragic. Speaking of which, what better time than to do just a shameless plug on the album? You know, who doesn't have the 7-hour block album, man? I got it sitting perfectly in the light on this. This is the brand new album. This album, this is like a newborn baby, ain't even 2 weeks old. I need y'all to go and get this album on CD or get it on Apple Music. Download the full album, like the little $9.99, $10 download, or get it on CD. Well, man, I ain't got no CD player, man. My car ain't got no, I don't really listen to CDs no more. Get it anyway. For somebody you know listen to CDs, and or just keep it as a collector. Tell me to sign it or something. Keep it as a collector. We're trying to keep physical copies alive. I've explained to y'all that streams don't pay artists anything. We don't make anything off of streams. So I'm glad somebody mentioned it. We don't make any money off of streams. Streams is robbing us blind. So order a CD, man. Order a CD of your favorite artist, not just me. If they still got physical copies, go get it. Go get it. This album is out. And about 2 weeks before that one dropped, I put this one out, Audio Optics. So these are brand new albums. These albums are babies. Brand new albums. Go get both of them right now if you haven't already. If you need me to put the website where you can order, I'll put it down in the box. But let's keep these physical copies alive, man. You open these CDs up, you can read credits. You can't do that when you get it off online or digital. You can find out who produced this and what studio it was recorded at, all, and not just that, just to hold a physical copy in your hand, man, just to have something tangible. So all the CDs, man. Let's take it back to 1993. I know we're in a modern time. I know we're in a modern day. And I'm really speaking more to my audience. I can't speak to people who just, y'all rock with me, but y'all ain't really rock with me. I ain't really speaking to y'all. I ain't mad at y'all. Y'all might just, I just like that one song he did a few years back, but I ain't just no big fan. Hey, I respect that. But if you rock with me, get the CD, man. Plain and simple. Go place an order right now. It's all love, Catherine. I appreciate that. One day you will, but you know what? I appreciate just your willingness, your wanting to do it. And you ain't got to get them all at one time. I tell people all the time, I say, man, I want to get the whole collection. Hey, get what you can get. Get what you can get. It's bendy, yeah. When you go to the website that I just put down, you can go straight through PayPal. Plain and simple. Is that Theo Omni? How much for all your albums to buy in one hit? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to email me for that one, Theo. Some of my stuff be in stock. Sometimes it don't. But just email me and we'll work it out. We'll put it together. Chloe Brown, what happened to the fade? I posted a picture on my Instagram, y'all. That was from the Only in the Hood video. Y'all know, if y'all rock with me, y'all already know. From the Only in the Hood video, where I had the black spray on my head, I posted an Instagram from that video. I posted a picture of that on my Instagram. So Chloe Brown said, what happened to the fade? It faded. The fade faded. Yeah. OG Critic, what's up, man? Marvin, what's up? Hey, Marvin Stroud, big supporter. Big supporter. Respect to you, brother. Respect to you also for what you do and the information you give out health-wise, working out, eating right, and all that. I'll be checking y'all, bro. But Marvin's a big supporter, and he's right. Your package, he ordered. I don't know which ones it was, but he's ordered both the CDs. Big supporter, man. I gotta set up something that rewards my diehards. Becky Boydston, what's going on, Becky? Lone Pheasant, put the website up. It's up. Yeah, go get Throughout Time. Hey, man, y'all slept on Throughout Time with me and Drastico, man. And y'all slept on Raps and Beats with me and DLP. Y'all slept on those albums, man. Go to the website and order Throughout Time. That's an album I did with my homie Drastico. It's an EP. And the album I did with my homie DLP. Similar to 7 Hour Block, how Tragic don't like to put himself out. That's Tragic. Let me get him out the light. There he is right there. You see me, you see Tragic. He produced all of the beats. Just like on Raps and Beats, my homie DLP produced all of the beats, and that's why we call it Raps and Beats. Y'all go get all the stuff that flies under the radar. Yeah. Joseph says gunshots and fireworks going on out here in Pleasanton, Texas. Yeah, they shooting earlier and earlier every year. Y'all do know that what goes up must come down, right? So y'all shoot those shots in the air. Do you think that the bullet just dissolves when it gets a certain height in the atmosphere? It goes out of the Earth's atmosphere and burns up. When you shoot that bullet in the air, it has to come down. And there have been documented incidents where a bullet has come down and actually landed and hit somebody and killed them. Because they say that the bullet comes down with the same force that it's released out. I don't know how true that is, but I just remember when I was little and I was watching something and they said that if you stood on top of a building, like a building downtown, a big high-rise building, skyscraper, and you dropped a nickel off of the building, that it would come down from further enough. If it struck somebody, it could kill them. Now, I don't know the physics on that to know if it's true or accurate, but seems plausible. So when you shoot them guns in the air, man, you're not thinking about where that bullet might land. Come on, man. Jordan said they've been shooting in New Orleans for a week. You sure that's for New Year's? John P. Support is a must. Appreciate that. And what other ways could one contribute? I mean, man, just purchase the music, man. Just support the physical copies or the downloads. You get it off iTunes or something like that. You know, I'm not. One thing about your big brother, John, I'm pushing the movement of music. I'm not one of them cats that come on here trying to, hey man, y'all go to my Cash App. Today is my birthday. Hey man, I want to give you something for your money. So the best way to answer your question, just go to southparkcoalitionsite.net, get you some music, get you grab a book. I got 2 books that I wrote during the pandemic. Get your book. Just support the movement, man. I don't want nothing else from you. I'm not a prosperity preacher. Appreciate the love, and I appreciate that question, John P. Do I read any books? Yeah. Such as the Holy Quran? Yeah. Any Elijah Muhammad NOI work? Yeah. That's really all I read. I got to get out of that, though. I'm stepping my ways, bro. Like, if it's from the nation, or if it's from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the nation, anybody in the nation, hey, I'm reading, I'm rocking with it. Yeah. Message to the Black Man, How to Eat to Live, Our Savior Has Arrived. Got some good books, man. Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. Good reads, man. Yeah, you say you tend to learn the difference between fireworks and some dummies spraying out. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. But stay focused on what I was telling y'all, man, and what this topic is about, because we all gonna walk into that. Some of you have already walked into it. Some of you are dealing with it now. Some of you um, know people that are dealing with that. See, because we have friends and family members who are unable to control their emotion, and you on the sideline telling them, "Hey, man, don't let that bother you. They just talking." No, man. No, man. Don't let that bother you. There's a whole lot of people that's in the pen right now because they couldn't um, let go of what somebody was saying about them. You know, the person is not worth you ruining your life. Now, again, self-defense is a whole nother ball game now. I don't believe in turning the other cheek. I don't believe in that. I don't subscribe to that at all. Self-defense is a different animal. But somebody talking, yeah, if you want to defend yourself, defend the truth of yourself and in the proper way, yeah, at the proper time, that's all I'm saying. But like I say, even then, sometimes you got to know when to. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna just wait. Oh yeah, I know what I know. I know what I know. I know what I got on them. But I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just wait, and then boom. Appreciate the love, Tyler Johnson. Yeah, y'all drop y'all locations. Let me shout y'all out real quick. Drop y'all locations, man and women. I'll give y'all some shout outs. So you can get in the recording booth like Pootie Tang. Only the diehards will be able to hear it. Jay Casey, I told Nip y'all need to sit down and make that album. Yeah, we've been talking about that for years, man. We need to stop playing around and make this psychotic wizardry album. All right, let me shout y'all out. People try and trigger you. See, that's another aspect that I didn't even touch on. Good looking out, Catherine. See, you got to know when people are trying to get a rise out of you. And sometimes that's their satisfaction. They may see that, oh man, he this cool, calm character. Oh man. And they try to find ways to take you out of character. And they'll say different things or they'll try to trigger you. You got to be aware of that. Just don't put your hands on me. I know that's right. Don't even come towards me like you trying to put your hands on. Captain is in Missouri. Blatonio Todd is in Tucson, Arizona. Anna Monarchy, what's up, man? Out there in Ontario, Canada. Earth Durf in Cleveland, Ohio. You're getting a lot of love in Ohio, man. Short Bus, Omaha, Nebraska. DJ Marksman in South Carolina. Taurus is in Alexandria, Louisiana. Erica is in Lumberton. What up, Christian? H-Town, you know I know. KS is in 254 Central Texas. OG Critic in San Marcos. Joel. Is it Joel or Joel? Northern Territory. Darwin, Australia. Yeah. Let me see. Jordan says that was this one doctor who made my mom cry when he told her she has cancer and that God was punished. Well, I'd have sued the hell out that doctor. That ain't his place to say no nonsense like that. Yeah, nah, you can't. Nah, you don't. You that would stress your mom out more. Yeah, y'all should see. That's why I say you take that through the proper channels. See, I'd have went crazy on him in the professional way, because it ain't his place to say God is punishing your mother because she got cancer. You don't know. He don't even know your mama. You don't even know her to say why she got cancer. And who are you to say to speak on behalf of God, like you know, like you had a meeting with him before the appointment and God told you? What about the doctor? What about his life? What about how he's living? What is he gonna get punished for? Your mama might outlive him. Boy, people be on one, man. Hillsboro, Oregon in the building. Samuel King, Big Warriors in New Jersey. Yeah, yeah. When they can't trigger you, now watch this one. When people try to trigger you and they can't trigger you, most of the time that ends up triggering them. They get triggered by the fact that they can't trigger you. It didn't work. You ever had somebody try to start an argument with you and you don't buy into it? And they get madder and madder. Miss Lady Sample, what's going on? What's up, Michael Butte? What's up, Mike? Much love to my brother, man. Groves, Texas, at work. My boy Mike always putting in that work. Bass Hexar is in northern Michigan. You know it's in Liverpool, UK. Miss Lady Sample, Lake Superior region. Is that Sami Hayter, Ontario, Canada, Herb Dirt? Did your first recording session last night? Congratulations. I hope it went good. Enoch. Is that Apollyon? Is that what's it? Apollyon? Apollyon? Brother D. Nail in Cincinnati. Still shouting y'all out. Is Bendy is in Melbourne, Australia. John P. Prairie State, St. Louis. Yay. I'm gonna put together a free concert, man, where everybody gets in free. You just gotta buy a CD. You gotta buy a physical copy. Well, you don't have to, but that'll be one of the requested requirements. You get in free, just buy a CD. How'd I end up way back this way? Well, I'm gonna tell you what's been happening. What's happening is that our website, we gotta put a correction on there, because if people order more than one thing, it will only specify one thing, and then it'll say and two other items or one other item, but it won't say what the items are. So if you put a big order in, it's not that we couldn't process it, just it didn't specify what it was. That's just something we got to fix on the site, where it can show you ordered this instead of 7-hour block and 5 more items. And like, we don't know what the other 5, and it's not y'all's fault. It's something that we got to fix on our end. Streaming apps are robbing our value of music. Yeah, it's robbing the artists who put out the music too. In order to make some money, you got to get 582 quadrillion streams. Wayland Kirkland is the Southeast Michigan. SPC reminded me of the comic books. Oh man, without a doubt. Blessed indeed. Appreciate that. Kiva is in Crossroads, Washington. I've always felt like an analog soul living in the realms of a now digital world. I'm gonna get one of those CDs, if not both. I appreciate the love. Let's keep it alive, man. If we can bring vinyl back, we can keep CDs alive. The Peaceful Penguin is in the building. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, no question. Appreciate the love, Mike. Miss Lady Sample says a lot of us can only do a couple dollars a month. No, look, I'm only speaking to those who are able. See, just like I say, I'm not the prosperity preacher. Hey, I just toss the pass. I just throw the alley oop. It's up. If you can dunk it, you can dunk it. If you can't, you can't. I'm not gonna look at you no different. I still got a little bit of love for you. But you have people that'll try to beat you down and make you feel, but nah, this is for who can. We know the economy that we're living in. If you're not able to do it, hey man, look, that's like when we talk about the streaming. Yeah, streaming is robbing us as artists, but I don't discourage anybody or speak against. If you got Spotify or any of these streaming services and you paying $10 a month to listen to whatever you can listen to in the whole universe, I can't argue with you. If as a customer, you're getting a great deal as a customer. I'm just saying for the artist, it doesn't benefit us any, but I can't tell you not to stream. I'm not even telling people not to stream my album. I'm just saying as a better form of support to the artist, it's better to either buy the download or get a physical copy of it. But heck no, under no circumstances would I tell anybody to stretch out their finances beyond doability just to buy one of my. No, don't ever do that. How you gonna listen to the CD if your lights is out? You can't play the CD. How you gonna if you got a CD player in your car? How you gonna listen to it if they repossessed your car? See, is that Mazal Tawab? Appreciate the love, man. Shout out to Killer Priest and Cannabis. Yeah, man. It's all love, man. I did see the Annihilation of Evil Machine phone case. I want one. Don't be selling them. I don't mind you get making it for yourself. Yeah. All right, man. If y'all don't have anything else to go on this topic, I'm gonna let y'all make it. Last call, but not for alcohol. Just remember what I said. Train yourself to know when to speak and when to stay silent, when to lay in the cut and process information, and when to strike. It's a time to strike. Like I say, just like the feds, when they come, they know they got you. That's how you got to be. When it's time to come, make sure you know you got whoever it is that's trying to talk down on you like that. See? Y'all be safe tonight, man. Don't be out there running them streets. Don't be out there in them streets drunk and shooting pistols in the air. All right, y'all. Blessings. Peace.